Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? Back here with NAIC VOD review round 4. Today I got Jimmy Pendarvis, ZoroPod versus Finnegan Lynch with the quad hoop of Malamar. So this matchup is favored for Jimmy for sure. Not by a whole ton. I don't think actually. I think this. Well, it depends how much work the Parallel City does in the matchup overall. Really, he gets Wimpod, Mute. So I'm not sure why he gets the Mewtwo over just another Zorua. He maybe prized Zoruas. He didn't see the prizes at the beginning of the game. He maybe also prized Wimpods. I don't know. He prized everything. Take a listen. He's got a Zorua in hand, so he probably prized another Zorua. I think yeah, Mewtwo's pretty. Throwing Parallel, of course, is great here from Jimmy. Raw Bridget from Finn. He probably only plays one, so he's getting a little bit fortunate there having the Raw Bridget. So yeah, this matchup, the way it'll play out generally is so Finn does play. Well, he plays 2 Black Rays actually. I thought this was more Hoopa based. Let's go through again. Black Ray, 2 Black Rays, maybe just 1 Dawnwing. So I thought that his deck was a little more based around Hoopa, like the quad Hoopa Malamar. He does play some Hoopas for sure, though, I would assume. Yeah, there we go. They're the Hoopas. Go triple Inkay. Triple Inkay Hoopa. I think that's about what you want to go for to start here. So he wants to use Hoopas early. Soften up Zoroark. He wants to force other attackers into play. Oh, of course he goes. Of course Jimmy goes Mewtwo here. It's a Hoopa Malamar. For a second I thought it was like other Malamar, but yeah, it's Hoopa Malamar. So you go Mewtwo because Mewtwo just one-shots Hoopas. Like, great. Pass over to Jimmy. Ultra Ball. Probably see Lele for a supporter. Nope, Zoroark. He might have a supporter. Yep, there's the N. Jimmy's just gonna look to get a DCE, get some more Zoroark set up, knock out the active. Yeah, there's the way the way Jimmy wins this matchup is he just takes knockouts, keeps Finn under Parallel City, and then ends Finn in the late game. The way Finn needs to win this matchup, he needs to pressure with Hoopa, and then eventually transition into Black Ray Necrozma, and then look to clean up. Look to clean up. So I don't know if I like the Floatstone trade. I'm gonna go back. I think I would have maybe traded the N on Jimmy's side. You're just not going to N anytime soon, I don't think. He has the Guzma in hand, so you definitely want a Guzma probably next turn. The Floatstone's good for the Guzma. But having the option N, I guess, is nice. He has second Floatstone in hand now, so now I guess it's fine. I think it's second Floatstone. No, that's another N. Yeah, I think I would have, if I was Jimmy there, I don't think I would have traded away the Floatstone. The Floatstone's like super nice to like get off, to just do stuff, like to pull off plays. The Floatstone's super nice. I think I would have held the Floatstone. I would have traded away the N. On Jimmy's side there. It's not a huge deal there. Okay, he prize double gold spot. Okay, that's pretty rough. And he probably actually just won't see those this game. Back over to Finn, we see the treasure. Give her psychic energy. So this is a turn. So now, because Jimmy, I wouldn't have committed this third Zoroark, I don't think, as Jimmy, once I hit the DCE. Because that's how Finn can win. Finn's going to try and win through punching with Hoopa and then using Black Ray at some point. But now Finn can go ahead and like open using Black Ray because he's going to get all this damage on these, and then he starts hitting it with Hoopa. Hitting with Hoopa first is not bad. You ideally don't want to... What's it called with Hoopa immediately? Using the punch. You want to be using some big attack. Either the Hoopa second attack or attacking with Black Ray. Max Elixir, and then we should see attach, and then Finn. I think Finn will be looking for Floatstone, Malamar too. So I think he'll be looking for Floatstone. Attach? Yeah, I don't think. Did he? He didn't attach it, did he? Let's see, hang on, give me a second. I guess he could be looking to one-shot the active Zoroark. I would rather just Black Ray for the turn though. What he gets, so he gets another energy anyways, but I don't think he gets a Floatstone here, which is what he's really looking for. Not sure why he's checking Jimmy's discard pile. There shouldn't be any info there yet. Really any info there yet. Yeah. Field blower. I guess that means he could attach active actually. So now he can get a I guess not attaching is correct, because that means then he could get second Malamar, double Malamar here, attach active retreat. So actually, I kind of like I like this play though. Actually, I didn't really fully think that through. Yeah, so now he could attach active instead, double Malamar to the Necrozma, and then Black Ray. And it also leaves open the option of pulling off just a one shot, but the one shot's not as good as the Black Ray. I don't think. I think if you go for the one shot, the Black Ray is just a better way to win the game. Yeah, I don't like I really don't like the floatstone discard on Jimmy's side, because especially like if Finn did get off this one shot, uh, Jimmy would need a pivot into the Mew EX, and he doesn't have that right now. So he would want that floatstone. So I think Jimmy should have traded the N over the floatstone there on his last turn. N or something else. I couldn't fully see his hand though. Maybe I would have also been fine with the. Well, I think you want to keep the rainbow energy actually. I'm not a fan of this. This gives him a pivot, but I would just put it here. I don't know why he's putting it over here. Because now you could go, then like attach retreat here. Yeah, I don't know why he put on the Lele here. I don't actually get this at all. I would have 100% put this over here. 2 energy here is not like the Mewtwo can hit you a little bit hard. Does Mewtwo get the one shot all of a sudden? Oh wait, does Mewtwo one shot it actually? What is it? 20, 40, 60. Okay, never mind. Then the Mewtwo would get the one shot with the choice band. I don't know, but I would just assume Jimmy plays one choice band and he's not gonna find it too. I don't know. You need to attack with this at some point. But I guess he still has the attack. He has the attack currently in hand, so I'd be fine. So Jimmy's going to be looking to just Guzma knock out the Inkay this, or Malamar this turn, or knock out the Ultra Necrozma. Not the Ultra Necrozma, Necrozma GX. He has Ultra Ball in there. If he has double puzzle, he get Ultra Ball for the Mew. You know the Mew's not prized. Now he gets. Oh, maybe he didn't have Guzma in hand. I thought I saw Guzma in hand. Yeah, so either wants to knock out. The Necrozma or the Malamar this turn. One of those two is what he's looking to knock out here. It doesn't really matter which. It does like. Well, now he can't use the Mew obviously. It doesn't really matter which one, but you want one of them. So he's gonna get the Parallel City something. Yep, I can't see what it is. I see Guzma. Parallel City. He got the Flowstone. Right. See, this is why like the Flowstones are so good to have as options. Like he definitely should not have traded away the Flowstone when he did. Should have definitely kept the Floatstone. Yeah, I really do not like the trade of the Floatstone when he traded it. Should have traded an N, because you're never ending Finn on the next turn, or Daniel, I'll call him Finn on the next turn. So, and also this rainbow here I also don't like this rainbow here, because you know you have 2 Glisopod prize. You're drawing 1 prize. Sure, there's a decent chance. I would have actually probably rather seen it on the Lele to have a good response. Now it's just stuck here. So now if Finn Black Rays, you could just go Tapu Cure Max Potion, but now you don't have that option anymore as Jimmy. So I don't like this rainbow attachment here. I think this rainbow should just be attached to here. I think the Floatstone should have probably been attached to one of these Zoroarks. It should have been, don't trade away the Floatstone. Trade away the N. All right, that way you don't have to double puzzle for the Floatstone. Double puzzle for something else. I don't even know what else he'd grab. Probably the Guzma back, so he could just Guzma again on this and then run him out of Malamars. Floatstone to one of these Zoroarks. Rainbow to this for later to recover from a Black Ray potentially, because you know you have 2 Glycopods prized, and even if you draw it, you don't want to evolve it until you have to, because you don't want it to take the Black Ray damage, and you still have 2 Grass left in your deck with triple trade up. So I would have liked to have seen Floatstone to one of these Orcs, Rainbow to this, and then don't trade away the Floatstone to begin with anyways. Here we are. We're not too much off of what I would like, but now you don't have the option for the Tapu Cure. Like you could have the Tapu Cure already ready to go just by putting that on that, and then that makes it super awkward for Finn to actually do the Black Ray, because then you just have Tapu Cure ready. And also, you don't know you're gonna draw a Glisopod for sure, so then the rainbow is more is potentially wasted there, as opposed to just putting it on the. And also, you could get potentially wasted there, as opposed to being able to get almost for sure use out of it on the Lele. And now, now you're in a spot where, on Jimmy's side again, you don't have another like having the extra Guzma. Like you could, instead of double puzzling for Flowstone Parallel City, you get Parallel City Guzma, and because the Flowstone will still be in play, you trade away the end. Instead of the Flowstone goes in play, it should be on one of the Zorks. This rainbow should be over here, and then you double puzzle for Guzma, Parallel City. The puzzle for the Parallel City is definitely good. I like that. You want to keep under Parallel City as much as possible. But I do not like the I did not like the initial trading of the Flowstone or the energy placement / Flowstone placement. So now that once he commits to the puzzle for the Floatstone, because he already traded it away, I think it should be on one of these Orcs for sure. And I think this rainbow should have just been immediately attached to the Lele. You have 2 Grass left in the deck, and then you don't even know if you're gonna have access to Glisopod for like the next couple turns. Once again, not a great hand from Finn. Now he just commits the attachment to the Necrozma, and we know Jimmy has the choice band in hand, so he needs DCE Guzma, and then he's ready to go. Once again, could have already had Guzma in his hand, ready to go, but he did not. He did not get the trade for it. He did not double puzzle for the Guzma, like I think he should have. Like it should that's the way the game should have played out. He should have never traded away the float zone, so he doesn't have to double puzzle for it. It's just already ready to go. Float zones are just super good. You get so much value out of them. So he's done one trade. I think they're arguing over. Yeah, Jimmy used Evo Soda to look for thing. I don't like the delinquent trade there either. I don't know what. But it's hard for me to see his whole hand. Take a look again. Like delinquent's just such a good card to have for later. Let's see, N, delinquent, Guzma, Lele, DC. Just trade away the Zorua. You know, you should know that Finn doesn't play Parallel City by now. I think. I mean, I would just assume just looking at Finn's list as you've been playing against it, just he probably doesn't play Parallel City, so he's never gonna stick a Parallel City on you. I would trade away the Zorua. Keep the delinquent. You only have one double puzzle left, so you don't want that to be your access to it. You have Lele plus just having it, so trade away the Zorua here. Don't trade away the delinquent. Delinquent's like so good to just have on hand. Yeah, and then now you have another basic Pokemon, and now you trade away the Wimpod over that. No, that's fine. That one's fine. All right, now we got the double puzzle. Oh no, he has just Guzma in hand. Yeah, he just got that second Guzma. That's gonna be a knockout. And this game one looking like it's pretty much just over. Still no Glisopod from Jimmy. He's right there. He's like, where are they at? Last two prizes? Come on. All right, and we see another Necrozma comes down, which means, yeah, there's going to be the scoop from Finn. There's pretty much no way for Finn to come back, especially if he has to use the Necrozma. Like, Jimmy still has Mew left in deck. So just kind of talk about that game one a bit. Finn really didn't get rolling. He didn't attack. Finn literally did not attack. He did not get rolling off the start. And, I mean, that's what kind of happens. Like, Parallel City hurts early on. It kind of slows down your setup. And Jimmy can kind of do what he wants. You saw he started picking off Finn's attackers before he could even attack with them. Yeah, that's generally Finn's deck runs a little bit faster than that, even under Parallel City. So he kind of got like an unfortunate setup going on. For Jimmy, it was played pretty clean. I didn't like the trading of the flow zone. I think flow zone's too important to trade there. Just trade away the end. You're almost never ending next turn when you have Guzma in hand. Even if Finn comes up and like one shots your Zoroark, you still don't end there. You look for an end maybe on the next turn. There you still go, okay, Guzma or counter catcher. I mean, you would maybe end look for the counter catcher, but you probably just go, okay, Guzma up your Malamar, knock it out. You don't even worry about the Necrozma GX yet. So I definitely would like to have seen Jimmy trade away N over Flowstone, and then that allows him to double puzzle for Guzma and Parallel City on the following turn when he went to go for double puzzle. I think Guzma would have been the other take. Parallel City is definitely a take with the double puzzle. I think Guzma would have been the other take there because you just want to be aggressive about Guzma and stuff up. So we see Finn's prizes. Nothing too important. Jimmy's prizes, the Mewtwo's prize, which can be pretty important, and the choice band. The two kind of big ones there from Jimmy, actually, the Mewtwo and the choice band. All right, we got Finn going first. A little bit better of a start, it looks like. Bridget, probably get Inkay. He gets another. No, he has to though. He could just go Inkay, Hoopa or Necrozma. Actually, he maybe is not playing a heavy Hoopa line. I thought he was playing a heavier Hoopa line in his deck, but I think it's just Necrozmas and one Hoopa. I thought he was running a heavier Hoopa line though. Yeah, so he's playing around Parallel City here, / maybe he has to use second Lele by only going double Inkay. So, but yeah, that way he doesn't have to discard too much, which is good. I don't think he needs to commit to getting anything else right now. He's gonna be attacking with Hoopa for the first turn anyways, probably. Jimmy with the pass. So Jimmy hopefully at least has a Zoroark in his hand. Finn's definitely hoping he's dead drawing. Jimmy probably has at least Zoroark or access to a Zoroark for a trade. It's very possible besides that, though, his hand is dead. Let's see. Ultra Ball those two away. He gets the Malamar and then plays. He had an energy in hand, right? I don't know why he didn't just attach that to... So why... There's no reason for him not to have just attached that to Hoopa. Because there's like two things going on here. So another thing is, if he wants to find a Necrozma GX to attach to instead, he should have just Ultra Balled for Necrozma GX, because he plays way more Malamar and has more access to Malamar than Necrozma. So if his thought process is, okay, I just want to set up a Necrozma GX so that when he does evolve to Zork next turn, I just want to be able to one-shot it. That's fine. I think that's fine. I think that's probably the way to go. But then you Ultra Ball for Necrozma right now, because you have more access to Malamars than Necrozmas. And that means you're not attaching this energy out of hand when you could be, which is super inefficient to be Cynthiaing this energy back into your deck. So I think you either commit this energy to the Hoopa, or you don't Ultra Ball for Malamar and you Ultra Ball for Necrozma GX, and then attach that to the Necrozma, because you have more access to Malamars than Necrozmas. You just get the Necrozma. If that's his thought process here, is like, and I think that is probably the right way to go. Just like, okay, when he evolves to that first Zoroark, because his start was so slow on Jimmy's side, I just want to be able to one-shot that Zoroark and get rid of his only Zoroark in play, get it out of play. So this Ultra Ball for Malamar should have been a Necrozma, and then he should have attached that energy to Necrozma, because this is like super inefficient to shuffle this energy back in the deck after you just Ultra Balled for anything. Now what are you gonna Psychic Recharge to? Lele? Like, and then now you might whiff an energy attachment for turn, and then you pull once again you have like 4 Malamars in the deck. You don't have 4 Necrozma GXs. So we do see another Ultra Ball, so I'm assuming this will go for the Necrozma GX. Or pass. Okay, see now, and then now he attaches, but he has Ultra Ball for Necrozma, so this made no sense from Finn at all. He should have either attached the first energy before the Cynthia, or he has to use this Ultra Ball for a Necrozma. Either way, I think you use this Ultra Ball for a Necrozma to abuse the Psychic Recharge in your discard pile. We'll see what he does. Yeah, so I don't like this at all from Finn. Like, if you're gonna find a way to find Ultra Necrozma and then not use it, then you should just attach that initial energy from the Cynthia to Hoopa. That doesn't make any sense at all. And I think I would have gone for Ultra Necrozma anyways, personally. With the way the board state is, if like the only out Jimmy has is to go next turn evolve into a Zoroark. So why don't you just like try and one shot that Zoroark immediately with not Ultra Necrozma, with Necrozma. So I would have liked to seen that first Ultra Ball that got the Malamar, get a Necrozma, and then attach to the Necrozma and then pass. Now if Jimmy, yep, there's Zoroark, and it looks like he top deck Ultra Ball. So Jimmy's gonna be fine. Well, it's not fine, but he's gonna try and do the best he can. So he gets rid of double Field Blower. Not a fan of that, but he might not have had a choice. Double Zorua Wimpod. Straight away. See the float? No, you don't want to get rid of the float. Yeah, get rid of Golisopod there. I don't like Golisopod. Hopefully he checked to make sure. Now Finn's gonna get Parallel City'd. And now he doesn't even have now a big thing is I don't think Finn has Field Blower in hand, and now he doesn't even have an attacker in his hand. Look at his hand. Okay. Oh, he did have Field Blower in hand. Okay, he was good then. Ultra Ball. Once again, I think that should have been played last turn. Now he's gonna get a Necrozma. Like, I think he should have been trying to set up Necrozma. What about Malamar? You have more access to Malamar than Necrozma. I don't understand why he's going for Malamar over Necrozma. It's harder to find Necrozma than it is to find Malamar. Now it's even on finding him, because I assume he plays the 4 Malamar. He maybe plays one less. He's thinking about benching the Inkay. No, you don't want to do that. You got to leave bench space open. You're going to get the attack off with Hoopa, which is fine. You really want to abuse that Psychic Recharge if you can. It'd be really nice to see him get a Necrozma down, but I don't. Double Super Rod. Yeah, double Super Rod. That's interesting. That's an interesting play in here. Double Super Rod. I would have definitely assumed at least Super Rod, one Super Rod, one Stretcher, but double Super Rod is kind of off. Did he also just like not evolve that Malamar? I don't think there's a reason ever to not evolve that Malamar, right? I don't think. So we see an Evil Soda top deck from Jimmy, I'm pretty sure, unless he drew that in hand. He's got Sycamore, Floatstone. So Floatstone active and then plays Sycamore. Definitely he's going to be the play here. It gets rid of a puzzle, unfortunately, but it's not a huge deal. 7. Max Potion is very good here. You got DCE. So, oh, and he's got the... Yeah, good. That's a fine trade there. You got the Evo Soda. Trade away the Grass Energy now, I think, as your second trade. And then you want an Evo Soda. Oh, I'd keep the Rainbow. I want to potentially Tapu Cure away. Yeah, Yeah, so I think you GX this. No, yeah, you could GX this. You could also just kill it with Mew. You definitely just want to one-shot at this turn. Ideally, you do it with Mewtwo. I don't think he had Mewtwo in hand. If he had Mewtwo in hand, he's ready to go. He's got one more trade, though, so we'll see what he trades away. Probably get rid of the grass. I can't really tell what his whole hand is. They got a Bridget, so yeah, get rid of Bridget. Max Potion. Definitely want to one-shot this. I'd one-shot this with Mew here. Yeah, that's fine. But no, GX with Glissopod's probably a little bit better. Oh, so he's not even gonna one-shot. See, I would have one-shot this here as Jimmy. I don't think there's a reason to ever keep this alive. The GX is nice later on, but look at Finn's board. He's got no second attacker in play, no energy on a second attacker, no float stone in play. Like, that means he pretty much has to go into a Dawnwing. So, like, that's like his best way to get off attacker next turn from Finn is to get off a Dawnwing. I would have just GX if I was Jimmy. Like, just GX. Now this is gonna take 110 damage, right? For no reason. And then that sets it up for Black Ray. Like, just GX here to a Lele. GX to this guy, actually, because he has the float stone. You don't mind if this Zork takes a hit. Well, it could get blowered away, and then he could take a hit. But it's like... yeah, just GX. Yeah, GX to the Zork. I don't like this at all. Yeah, because you don't want this to get hit, because then... Well, I guess when either of them get hit, it gets Black Ray. Yeah, GX this. I don't know why he wanted GX that there. Armor pressing is so slow. Just, like, take the knockout. You force Finn to have so much more on his next turn. He needs to find a way to get an attacker and get into the active. It's not super hard for Finn to pull off, but like it's not ideal either on Finn's side. Oh, I guess the Hoopa did just attack, so actually it's stuck. All right, I forgot about that. Well, no, because he could still get the Russian. No, Finn needs a lot. I forget the Hoopa was stuck, actually. I forgot it can't attack again once it already attacked. So I guess this is better than I thought. This is like fine, actually, because the Hoopa is actually just kind of stuck. Yeah, this is actually fine. I forgot that the Hoopa just can't attack. Can't use Portal Strike, so you can do 20/20. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I forgot about that. This is actually fine from Jimmy then, because, well, yeah, I initially thought, I was like, well, I don't know why you'd ever do this, because then you're gonna end up with taking another 110. But yeah, the Hoopa can't use Portal Strike again, so this is fine. Yeah, so Jimmy just starts off his turn with Cynthia. 5/6. Trade 1. Or for me to see the 3. I think that wasn't. Maybe that was an Ultra Ball. You definitely want to keep Ultra Ball to have access to like Mew and Mewtwo. So I don't hate that. I mean, trading away the N over the Ultra Ball there from Jimmy. All right, back to Finn. So Finn has to use Lele to get a Pokemon this turn. He's also under Parallel City, so he needs to find a Field Blower as well. Finn's just kind of in a really bad spot right now. But if he can get the Field Blower, bump the Stadium, then actually Black Ray is looking pretty good here. But then he has to figure out ways to like close out the knockouts after he Black Rays. Jimmy needs 5 prizes. He still has access to the GX attack, so now that can KO the Lele if he ever finds his Choice Band out of the prizes. That's 2 more prizes. The Mew would KO the Necrozma. So he's looking for on there. Yes, he needs to find a Field Blower. I don't know how many Field Blower Finn plays, but that's why Parallel City is so good in this matchup. I think it's going to be a pass to Jimmy. It's not great, especially if Jimmy has the Choice Band. We know he doesn't have Choice Band, but he has a Guzma, so he's going to be able to take out that Float Stoned Malamar at the very least. He definitely doesn't want to... Jimmy definitely doesn't want to attack into the Lele for the turn. He definitely wants to smack a Malamar. Get rid of a Malamar. Take a Malamar out of play. We do see the Guzma. I don't know if he's going to armor press. So he's going to attack with the Zork instead. I don't know if there's a big difference. The armor press reduced by 10. No, you'd rather keep the Glissopod in play. So if he does get off at like a Necrozma with 4 energy, you'd rather have Glissopod in play than a Zoroark. But Finn will probably go for a Black Ray, if anything, if he can get an attack off. And so we'll probably see a Black Ray here from Finn. I would assume. I can't imagine he would go for anything else. Looks like he is maybe going for the one-shot. He could go for Black Ray and just have 4 energy on it, though. Also, Jimmy's in kind of a weird spot. So I don't know if I like going... Actually, this Wimpod bench I don't really like, because then this situation comes up where if Finn Black Rays or attacks with this at all, I mean, if he one-shots, Jimmy gets a space for the Mew. But if Finn Black Rays, Jimmy doesn't have a space to bench the Mew. So I don't like this Wimpod bench, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. I don't like this Wimpod bench from Jimmy. He could pull off some, you know, Paralycity himself, get rid of it, then bench it. But that's like, you don't want to do that. You have a good bench going on. So I don't like this Wimpod bench from Jimmy, actually, at all. This should just have been left open. Lele potentially. Most importantly, though, just make sure you have access to Mew. If Finn should attack with Necrozma, like if Jimmy gets Black Raid here, he doesn't have anything to do about it besides the GXing with this, and he knows he doesn't have it. So if Finn is just like, well, I'm gonna end you and hope you don't get your choice band, or he probably just assumes Jimmy plays one choice band, then Finn just wins. We see a knockout, so I don't like this from Finn. I think Finn should have gone for the Black Ray setup. So Finn just looks at Jimmy's bench, he sees it's locked up. So then Finn should just be like, okay, his bench is locked. If I Black Ray can't KO me, so he could have like Ace Arola. He could have, you know, the Paralycity play I said, but like Finn is so far behind that I don't think you're winning unless you get a read on Jimmy's list and be like, okay, he has no way to KO this if I do this. But now, because now Mew's just gonna come down and knock out his. I mean, I don't think Jimmy has the energy yet. No, his DC's in there. Yeah, so now Mew's just gonna come down and knock it out. And you should know that's gonna come. Like, you know, he plays Mew EX. No list ever doesn't play Mew EX. So if I was Finn there, I would have done the Black Ray and hoped Jimmy couldn't get anything to his bench. It would have been way nicer to combo that with an N, but. I don't know about that double puzzle. I think that double puzzle seemed unnecessary from Jimmy as well. Like, getting out the Golisopod isn't that big of a deal. I would almost rather have the Wimpod in play so I could have something to crossing cut into. Then we see him go with the Guzma on. Oh. I don't know about that. Why wouldn't you just use Mew and knockout? So he knows his choice band's prize, but he's drawing 2 prizes. Yeah, if I was Jimmy, I think I would have just gone Mew, knock this out. If I get my choice band, I win the game next turn. And then even if you don't get your choice band, you can still win. Like, you don't lose. So I think that double puzzle was unnecessary from Jimmy to get puzzled Golisopod. Like, that's just unnecessary to get this Golisopod out. You don't need that. You don't care if he goes after that Wimpod either. Finn's on 4 prizes. If he goes down to 3, you just win the game. So that double puzzle was a waste. I think that was unnecessary. Keep 3 puzzle in your deck instead of 2, because now Jimmy only has 2 puzzle in his deck when he could have had 3. So the odds of you hitting the double puzzle when you need something specific is higher. Now it's just lower. So that made no sense. I think attacking with Mew there was just better because you have like a 50% chance to draw your choice band out of your prize and just win the game. And even if you don't draw it, you don't just like lose immediately. He still has to come up with a way to one-shot. Oh no, he should be pretty easy for him to KO the Mew, but he has to like KO the Mew and then you just like end him down to 2, and then hit him with whatever, like, and then he has to come up with a way to KO a GX on the next turn. So unlikely from Finn. So you win the game in 2 turns anyways, or 3 turns. So like, yeah, I don't know. This all comes back to like Finn not Black Rain that one turn when Jimmy had a locked up bench, which I really think Finn should have done. Really think Finn should have Black Raid the turn Jimmy's bench was locked up. He had Zork, Golisopod, Wimpod, Lele. Finn should have just Black Raid that. He's like, your bench is locked. If you play Ace Arola, oh well. But I'm in a bad spot anyway, so you. I'm just gonna hope you don't play Ace Arola, and that's like not a bad bet with ZoroPods these days. Is to bet they don't play Ace Arola. We know Jimmy doesn't play Ace Arola, so if I was Finn, I would have Black Red there, and I think that would have set him up way better to hopefully win this game. Now he's in a bad spot. I think Jimmy did the. So I think maybe KO in the Malamar isn't terrible, but definitely double puzzling there was not good. Like, that doesn't make any sense to double puzzle there. You don't need this Golisopod. The only thing that happens is this is going to get hit by Black right now, potentially. You don't need the other puzzle at a discard pile, because now you got one card that was like unnecessary to have to get a puzzle back, which gives you 2 puzzle in deck when you could have had 3 puzzle in deck, increasing your odds of hitting the double puzzle for like pulling off combos at some point. So I didn't like that at all from Jimmy, that double puzzle at all. I think that was just a misplay right there. And now you see he did pull the choice band out of the discard pile. So if he had just gone Mew KO it, he would have had it. I mean, you can't like predict that. So I think Jimmy was probably trying to go the safe route. Like, okay, if I don't draw the choice band there, then I want to have set up myself better for it. So this does kind of set up better if you don't pull the choice band out of the prize. So I don't hate this. I think this actually might be the better play the more I think about it. Because if you don't pull the choice band out of the prizes there, this is definitely the better route to go. Just KO Malamar and then work the rest of the game from there. I guess I like this a little bit better the more I think about it. I definitely don't like the double puzzle though. The double puzzle makes no sense. There's no reason to do that double puzzle there from Jimmy. But I guess the KO on the Malamar is a little bit safer than the Necrozma because if you do not pull the what's it called out of the prizes there, you don't pull the what did you just get out of the prize? If you don't pull the choice band out of the prizes there, you're kind of stuck and you'll have to take an extra turn anyways to win the game. See, I guess I like this a little bit better than what I was saying initially. The double puzzle makes no sense. So I'm just gonna re-clarify that. Him using double puzzle there makes no sense. It's you'd rather have 3 puzzle in your deck than 2. Especially when you're getting a useless card like the Galissapod for the turn. Like the Galissapod isn't doing anything this turn or anything in the near future at all. It's not doing anything. Except maybe taking damage from Black Ray. That's it. I think we see Sycamore from Finn. Oh no, Max Elixir. So Max Elixir from Finn. Now he's setting up another Necrozma. I don't know if he's gonna go for the knockout on the active or if he is gonna go for the Black Ray. He can go for the knockout if he hits this one, I think. What if the last card in his deck is an energy? Yep. Wow, that's unfortunate for Finn, actually. He could have knocked this out. That would have been huge if Finn could have knocked this out, because then all he needs is like still would have been close. Yeah, that's a rough one from Finn there. Getting that knockout would have been very nice. So now does he have to go into Black Ray? I guess he could you just left up the Lele for a turn? Could have. No, but this makes more sense, yeah. Go for the Black Ray. I think he's thinking about it. I don't think he knows what he wants to do. Yeah. Oh, that's very unfortunate for him. He definitely wanted to go for the one shot here. I don't know if he could have won the game even if he got the one shot, but he definitely wanted the one shot. Like the end and then putting down Jimmy down to 1 trade would have been very nice. And here's the Black Ray comes off. And then once again, this Galissapod doing nothing, just taking 100 damage, not doing anything. It made no sense to do that one. All right, so we'll see trades from Jimmy. Okay, he's gonna bridge it for Mew. I know Finn talked about this recently. He had SP on X in here at one point, and it would have probably won him the game here. Not playing it right now, so he's gonna get the knockout on that. And now all Jimmy needs to do is knock out a Malamar. See, I guess I agree with the way Jimmy went about KOing a Malamar over knocking out a Malamar over knocking out Rosma. I guess I do agree with that now. Yeah, because if the choice band was in your last 2 prizes, then you can get stuck for 2 turns, and then you give him more outs to win the game by leaving a Malamar in play. Don't know if Finn actually has a way to close this one out, or a way to stop Jimmy from closing it out. We'll see though. Knockout Mew. He needs Guzma, double puzzle. Choice band, he can just knock out the active. I think he probably has it. We'll see. Ultra Ball's his last prize. Jimmy probably knows that. I know he checks his double puzzle. Okay, so now he's just BMing Finn a little bit. Oh, no, because I guess he has the same in play. Oh, there we go. Yeah. And then, yeah. Yeah. All right. So it was a pretty clean game overall. I think the way Finn played out the early game, this game, I think it was this game. Yeah, the way he played out the early game in this game, especially when Jimmy opened so slow, was like he should have just played more aggressively. Like there was no reason for Finn to like not be setting up GXs and getting ready to go. Like Jimmy opened Zorua pass, and he didn't try and abuse that at all. He just didn't search out GX Pokemon. Get energy in play, getting the extra energy in play. Because if you're able to just get energy in play early and keep getting energy in play as a Malamar deck, then you can actually kind of keep up with the Zoroark deck. But he just like chose not to, and then just got Malamar set up, which like eventually leads to it. But then if you just get Malamar set up, they can chase Malamars. And the other thing that can happen actually is that in the late game, I mean, the Parallel City's hurt harder early on because you just don't have an attacker in play with energy. So like when you get Parallel City locked to Inkay Malamar instead of ditch Inkay Lele and have an Necrozma GX in play with energy, like you just don't have anything set up. Like it's just that simple. You don't have anything set up. And then I guess the one big so I questioned a couple of Jimmy's plays, but I saw they worked out. Like this thing I just forgot this thing couldn't attack again. But definitely the double puzzle he did where he got Galissapod, which is like a little bit before this, I think. He got Galissapod and then a puzzle just made no sense. There was like no reason to ever do that. Just keep 3 puzzle in your deck. Like the card you got, like you do want a double puzzle for the puzzle plus a card. So the puzzle is good, but the card you got with the puzzle didn't do anything on your turn. So why would you ever double puzzle that turn? It made no sense. So that double puzzle made no sense. Yeah, I think Finn should have been way more aggressive early on. There was no reason for him to not like be putting attackers in play, charging up attackers, getting ready to attack. Instead, he was just kind of like dawdling around, not doing that exactly, just exactly not setting up attackers. And like I know he's probably afraid of just getting knocked out off the bench, but like it sets it up way better as the game transitions into the mid game and the late game for you to actually have stuff ready to attack with and like actually apply damage. I also think he definitely should have Black Raid the turn. So Jimmy should not have benched the Wimpod the turn he benched the Wimpod, because then it sets it up so he can't have a response if Finn goes Black Ray. If Finn goes Black Ray, he has no way to like move his active move into a Mew EX and then knock out the Necrozma GX. So I think this was a mistake here when this Wimpod came down. I think Finn's response to that should have been to Black Ray. He's like, okay, your bench is locked. Maybe Finn doesn't know he plays Acerola or not. Maybe Finn does know he plays Acerola or not. But whether or not he does or not, like that's like you're so far behind as Finn that I think that's just the win condition you need to go for. Is okay, Black Ray set them all up, and then kick this Zoroark down, and then from there you just need to draw guys. I don't know. I would have gone for the Black Ray there. I think if I was Finn. Then he goes for the one shot, which is like okay. You don't make it easy to like knock stuff out. Like you can just like transition to attacking with Lele or something at some point too. I don't know. Yeah. I think I definitely would have gone for the Black Ray there. Just because his bench was locked up. Just get all that damage in play. So it's easy to knock things out from there. I mean, maybe it wouldn't have made... Yeah, it would have made stuff easier to knock out for sure. Because then like the 3 energy Necrons could have taken a knockout. Lele can take a knockout then at that point. You can just like charge up a big Lele to take a knockout. And it's never big enough. It's big enough to the point... I mean, it's the Lele, so choice band on the Galissapod is all Jimmy needs. But it's never big enough to the point where like Jimmy should be able to respond with his own Lele. I don't think. So yeah, I would like to see Black right here because Jimmy's bench is locked and he couldn't respond immediately to it. It gives like Finn another turn to kind of do stuff too. Like instead of this potentially just getting knocked out immediately, which Jimmy didn't end up going for, which I think is fine. It still means it still gives like Finn an extra turn where like this is just all locked up, and then Jimmy has to be like, okay, hit into your Necrozma or Guzma up a Malamar, and then Finn, this is just clean to go, and then Finn can take a knockout with that. It kind of leaves the board in the same state that it ended up being in, but you got all this extra damage here. So like if Finn does go Black Ray, Jimmy's response still is probably Guzma knockout Malamar. That means this is just a clean Necrozma that takes a knockout, and you're in like the same board state that happened, except you got an extra turn as Finn to like set up a next attacker. So yeah, I think I would have liked to have seen the Black Ray here. Although I don't know if he would have had enough follow up anyway to clean him up, but like even the way he went with this, there still wasn't like enough follow up to win the game as Finn anyways. And then yeah, this Wimpod just definitely shouldn't have been benches Jimmy because it kind of locks up his bench. So then if Finn does go Black Ray, he has no way to just go into Mew. And then the double puzzle from Jimmy for the Galissapod made no sense. There was kind of, I think he probably overthought it and thought he needed a second Galissapod, but you'd never need a second Galissapod there. I mean, you might need it eventually, but you don't need it right then. You don't need to get double puzzle for Galissapod. Keep 3 puzzle in your deck, not 2. So when you want to pull off a double puzzle combo at the end of the game, it's easier to find. Because like if Finn had knocked out that second Zoroark and then end him, he maybe just whiffs the double puzzle because he didn't have the extra puzzle in his deck. But he has this Galissapod, which does nothing. Yep. So that's gonna do it for round 4. Back with round 5 soon. As always, all my links and stuff are in the description down below. Let me know how the audio sounds once again. I know I mentioned in a couple of the previous rounds, but yeah, let me know how the audio sounds, because I did just kind of change up my setup and how things are. Just change up my setup. So yeah, let me know how it sounds. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back with round 5 soon. Peace.